Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, we're in an intermediate period where most of the fishing isn't available right now, except for panfish and trout. And there's an awful lot of people in our area that live to panfish. The perch fishing all along the St. Lawrence River right now is really at peak conditions because those fish moved in like all other species to spawn. And so the perch fishing is great. Crappie fishing we talked about. I told you reports I had from my buddy Mike Bean about how you can really locate and fish for crappie right now at this time of the year. Because crappie, remember, when people fish for them, usually it's once they start to spawn because they move in along the shoreline. They become so much more available and you can have some just incredible fishing. But that won't occur until the water temperature warms. But there is some great crappie fishing right now if you get out and you can find them. And that's the key, finding the fish. And talking about finding the fish. You know, one thing I wanted to talk about is trout fishing. I grew up on a trout stream, and for years, I really haven't devoted my time, my fishing time, to trout. And it's drawing me. And we have streams in our area, and I want to experience that over the next couple of weeks. I've waited to some of the high water, the dirty water has sort of come down a bit. Now I can go to these streams. And what makes it so special for me is there's something about fishing these little streams. It isn't about how big the fish you catch or even how many you catch. It's a whole different experience. It's intimate. It really is. It's the most intimate form of fishing that I can think of, because especially if you're following a little stream that meanders through the woods and through meadows, it puts you in I think a very special situation. And every ripple in the water, every little curve in the direction the water flows becomes even more meaningful as you're trying to find that special spot that a trout might be laying. And you know, trout are so different than a lot of other fish. The strike is different. There's so much about it that is its own special world. And I grew up doing this, and I loved it, and I long to return to that. Again, it's more about the very being of the experience. You being with those trout. It isn't so much about the battle, because you're not going to get a big battle. It isn't about a vicious strike. And it's more about just being there, sharing it with them, seeing the beautiful colors of the fish when you bring them in, and either keeping them to eat or returning them to the water to fight another time. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.